Welcome back to my YouTube channel, Old Quarter $U.S.A. In today's exciting video, we're diving deep into the fascinating world of United States quarter dollar 25-cent coins, exploring their value, iconic designs, hidden history, and ultra-rare treasures. Some of these old American coins may look ordinary, but certain rare editions with P, D, and S mint marks can be worth thousands, even millions, of dollars to collectors and investors around the world. Today we will explore the top 4 most valuable and rare quarter-dollar coins ever discovered in America. From beautiful silver Washington quarters to error coins with shocking mint mistakes, these historic coins continue to amaze coin collectors everywhere. We'll talk about different coin colors, old dirty condition coins, rare mint marks, collector demand, and the hidden fortune that could still be sitting inside your pocket change, coin jar, or old family collection. Top 1. The 1966 United States quarter dollar is one of the most interesting coins in modern American history because it was produced during a time when the United States faced a serious coin shortage. This famous 25-cent coin, also known as the Washington quarter, carries the proud image of America's first president, George Washington, on the front side of the coin. The obverse design shows Washington facing left with the word "Liberty" above his head, the motto "In God We Trust" beside the portrait, and the year 1966 below. The reverse side features a majestic eagle with outstretched wings resting on a bundle of arrows surrounded by olive branches, symbolizing America's strength and peace. The words, "United States of America," appear around the top edge while "quarter dollar" is displayed at the bottom. Unlike many other Washington quarters, the 1966 quarter has no mint mark. During 1965, 1966, and 1967, the United States Mint removed mint marks from circulating coins to discourage coin collectors from hoarding new coins during the nationwide coin shortage. Because of this decision, all 1966 quarters were struck without mint marks regardless of where they were produced. This makes the no mint mark feature a historic part of the coin's identity rather than an error. The history of the 1966 quarter dollar is closely connected to a major economic and social period in the United States during the mid-1960s. In earlier years, American quarters were made from 90% silver, giving them significant intrinsic metal value. However, as silver prices increased rapidly during the early 1960s, people began saving and melting silver coins for profit. This created a serious shortage of coins in circulation across America. To solve this problem, the United States government passed the Coinage Act of 1965, which changed the composition of the quarter from silver to a copper-nickel-clad structure. The new quarter contained an inner core of pure copper surrounded by outer layers of copper and nickel. This composition removed precious silver from the coin while still maintaining a similar appearance to older silver quarters. Therefore, the 1966 quarter became one of the earliest clad Washington quarters ever released. Collectors often consider these coins historically important because they mark the transition from silver coinage to modern clad coinage in the United States. The design of the Washington quarter itself has a long and respected history. The portrait of George Washington was originally created by sculptor John Flanagan and first appeared on the quarter in 1932 to celebrate the 200th anniversary of Washington's birth. The reverse eagle design remained on the quarter for decades until the state quarters program began in 1999. By 1966, millions of Americans were already familiar with the classic Washington quarter design, making it one of the most recognizable coins in everyday commerce. Although millions of 1966 quarters were produced, collectors continue searching through old jars, piggy banks, estate collections, and circulation rolls hoping to discover rare varieties, minting errors, or exceptionally preserved examples worth significant money. One reason the 1966 quarter dollar attracts attention among collectors is the possibility of finding valuable error coins. Error coins are pieces that were accidentally struck incorrectly during the minting process. Some 1966 quarters have been discovered with doubled die errors, where parts of the lettering or date appear doubled because of imperfections in the die used to strike the coin. Other examples include off-center strikes, clipped planchets, die cracks, and coins struck on the wrong metal planchet. These rare minting mistakes can dramatically increase the coin's value. A normal circulated 1966 quarter is usually worth only 25 cents, but rare errors or high-grade examples can sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars depending on condition and rarity. Coin grading services such as Professional Coin Grading Service and Numismatic Guarantee Company often certify valuable examples for serious collectors and investors. Condition is one of the most important factors affecting the value of a 1966 quarter. Coins that spent decades in circulation usually show heavy wear, scratches, dull surfaces, and faded details. However, uncirculated examples that were carefully stored can still display bright luster and sharp design features. These coins are much more desirable among collectors. The Sheldon coin grading scale is commonly used to determine condition, ranging from poor 1 to mint 1966 quarter graded or higher may command a premium because pristine examples are harder to find after decades of circulation. Some specially preserved coins with strong luster and attractive eye appeal have sold for impressive prices at auctions. Collectors carefully inspect details such as Washington's hair, the eagle's feathers, the sharpness of the lettering, and the quality of the coin surfaces when evaluating condition. Another fascinating aspect of the 1966 quarter is the difference between clad and silver edge colors. Since the coin is made from layered copper and nickel, the edge reveals a visible copper stripe when viewed from the side. Older silver quarters minted before 1965 do not show this copper-colored layer. Many beginners accidentally confuse silver quarters with clad quarters, so the edge inspection method is often used to identify valuable silver coins quickly. Although the 1966 quarter contains no silver, some collectors still save them because they represent the beginning of a completely new era in American coinage history. Coin roll hunters and treasure seekers frequently search through bank rolls and old collections hoping to discover rare transitional errors or unusual varieties among 1966 quarters. Stories occasionally appear about collectors finding coins with dramatic mint errors hidden in everyday change. While most 1966 quarters are common, a rare error in excellent condition can become highly desirable at auctions and coin shows. Some collectors even search for quarters with unique toning colors caused by long-term storage conditions. Blue, gold, rainbow, or purple toning patterns can make certain coins visually stunning and more collectible. The Philadelphia Mint was one of the primary facilities producing quarters during this period, but because mint marks were intentionally removed, collectors cannot distinguish where individual coins were struck. This policy lasted only from 1965 through 1967, making those years unique in modern American coin history. After 1967, mint marks returned to U.S. coinage once the coin shortage crisis improved. Today, many collectors consider no mint mark quarters from this era an important reminder of the economic challenges America faced during the 1960s. For YouTube coin collectors and treasure hunting enthusiasts, the 1966 quarter dollar remains a popular topic because it combines history, mystery, and the possibility of valuable discoveries. Videos discussing rare 1966-era quarters often attract large audiences interested in hidden coin values. Some sensational stories claim ordinary-looking quarters can be worth thousands of dollars, especially if rare errors are present. While most circulated examples remain inexpensive, exceptional coins certified by professional grading companies can indeed reach impressive prices. This excitement keeps interest alive among both beginner and advanced collectors around the world. Today, the 1966 Washington quarter continues circulating occasionally in pocket change, reminding people of an important turning point in American coinage. It represents the transition from precious metal coins to modern clad currency and reflects the government's efforts to solve a national coin shortage during a changing economic era. Whether found in circulation, inherited in a family collection, or purchased at a coin show, the 1966 quarter dollar remains a fascinating piece of United States history that connects collectors to the past through art, politics, economics, and numismatics. Next top 2. The 1967 United States quarter dollar is one of the most historically important coins in modern American currency because it was produced during a unique period when the United States Mint temporarily removed mint marks from circulating coins. This famous 25-cent coin belongs to the long-running Washington quarter series and features the portrait of America's first president, George Washington. On the front side, also known as the obverse, the coin displays Washington facing left with the word "Liberty" above his head, the national motto, "In God We Trust," beside the portrait, and the date, 1967, below. The reverse side of the coin shows a powerful heraldic eagle with wings spread wide, perched on a bundle of arrows and surrounded by olive branches representing strength and peace. Around the upper edge are the words, "United States of America," while "quarter dollar" appears at the bottom. Like the 1965 and 1966 quarters, the 1967 quarter has no mint mark, and this was done intentionally by the United States Mint during the national coin shortage crisis of the 1960s. Many collectors today still find this coin fascinating because it represents a major turning point in American coin history. The story of the 1967 quarter dollar begins during a difficult economic period in the United States. In the early 1960s, the price of silver increased dramatically, causing Americans to hoard silver coins because the metal value inside the coins was becoming more valuable than their face value. Older quarters minted before 1965 were composed of 90% silver, making them attractive for melting and saving. This widespread hoarding created a severe coin shortage across the country. Stores, banks, vending machine operators, and businesses struggled to obtain enough coins for daily transactions. To solve the crisis, the United States government introduced the Coinage Act of 1965, which completely changed the composition of the quarter. Beginning in 1965, quarters were no longer made of silver. Instead, they were struck using a copper-nickel-clad composition consisting of a pure copper core sandwiched between outer layers of copper and nickel. The 1967 quarter continued using this new clad metal structure, making it one of the early non-silver Washington quarters ever produced. One of the most interesting details about the 1967 quarter is the missing mint mark. Usually, American coins display a small letter indicating the mint where they were produced, such as D for Denver or S for San Francisco. However, from 1965 through 1967, the U.S. Mint intentionally removed mint marks from circulating coins to discourage collectors and speculators from hoarding newly minted coins. Government officials believed that removing mint marks would reduce public excitement about collecting new issues and help keep coins circulating normally. Because of this policy, all 1967 quarters were released without mint marks regardless of which mint facility produced them. This temporary decision makes the no-mint mark quarters from these years especially memorable in numismatic history. The design of the Washington quarter itself was created by renowned sculptor John Flanagan and first introduced in 1932 to honor the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. By 1967, the Washington quarter had already become one of the most recognizable coins in the United States. Millions of Americans used quarters daily for shopping, vending machines, transportation, laundry machines, and arcade games. Although the design remained mostly unchanged for decades, collectors appreciate the classic appearance and historical significance of these earlier Washington quarters. The eagle reverse design used in 1967 would continue until 1998 before being replaced by the state quarters program in 1999. Many coin collectors search for rare 1967 quarter errors because mint mistakes can greatly increase a coin's value. Some known errors include double dies, where letters or numbers appear doubled because of a die misalignment during production. Other collectible errors include off-center strikes, clipped planchets, broad strikes, die cracks, and coins struck on incorrect planchets intended for other denominations. Rare examples with dramatic minting mistakes can sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars depending on rarity and condition. Even though ordinary circulated 1967 quarters are generally worth face value, error coins and high-grade uncirculated examples are highly sought after in the numismatic community. Collectors often submit rare coins to professional grading companies like Professional Coin Grading Service and Numismatic Guarantee Company for authentication and grading. Condition plays a huge role in determining the value of a 1967 quarter dollar. Coins that circulated heavily for decades usually show scratches, worn surfaces, faded details, and dull coloring. However, some uncirculated coins still retain their original mint luster and sharp design details. Coins in higher mint state grades are much rarer because relatively few examples survived decades without wear. Collectors examine important areas such as Washington's hair details, the eagle's feathers, the lettering sharpness, and the overall surface quality when grading the coin. Exceptional examples graded MS-66 or higher can command strong prices in auctions because of their rarity and eye appeal. A simple way to identify the 1967 clad quarter is by examining the edge of the coin. Since it is made from copper and nickel layers, the edge reveals a visible copper stripe. Older silver quarters minted before 1965 appear solid silver along the edge. Many beginners learn this method to separate valuable silver coins from common clad coins. Even though the 1967 quarter contains no silver, it remains historically important because it symbolizes America's transition away from precious metal circulating coinage. The 1967 quarter also attracts attention because of special mint set versions produced by the United States Mint. Instead of traditional proof sets, the Mint issued special mint sets from 1965 through 1967. These coins were struck with better quality than regular circulation coins and often display sharper details and smoother surfaces. Collectors highly value well-preserved 1967 special mint set quarters, especially examples with cameo contrast or superior strikes. Some rare special mint set coins have achieved very high auction prices due to their outstanding condition and scarcity in top grades. Over the years, stories about valuable 1967 quarters have spread across coin next top 3. The 1974 United States quarter dollar is a classic example of the famous Washington quarter series that circulated widely throughout America during the 1970s. This 25-cent coin carries the iconic image of George Washington on the obverse side, making it one of the most recognizable coins in American history. The front of the coin shows Washington facing left with the word "Liberty" above his head, the motto "In God We Trust" placed near the portrait, and the year 1974 displayed below. On the reverse side, the coin features the traditional heraldic eagle design created for the Washington quarter series. The eagle stands proudly with wings spread wide, perched on a bundle of arrows with olive branches below, symbolizing both military strength and peace. Around the upper edge are the words "United States of America," while "quarter dollar" appears at the bottom. Many collectors refer to this coin as the 1974 no mint mark quarter, because some examples do not display a mint mark beside the date. Coins without mint marks were struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which traditionally omitted mint marks on quarters during that period. The Washington quarter series began in 1932 to honor the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. The design was created by renowned sculptor John Flanagan, whose portrait of Washington became one of the longest-running designs in United States coinage history. By 1974, the Washington quarter had already been in circulation for more than 40 years and had become an essential part of everyday American life. People used quarters constantly for vending machines, laundromats, parking meters, arcade games, and ordinary purchases. During the 1970s, inflation and economic challenges affected the United States economy, but the quarter remained one of the nation's most important circulating coins. The composition of the 1974 quarter is especially important in understanding modern American coinage. Earlier Washington quarters minted before 1965 were composed of 90% silver and 10% copper. However, rising silver prices during the early 1960s caused widespread hoarding of silver coins. To solve the coin shortage crisis, the United States government passed the Coinage Act of 1965, changing the quarter's composition to copper-nickel-clad metal. The 1974 quarter continued using this clad composition, which consists of a pure copper core covered by outer layers of copper and nickel. This construction gives the coin its silver-like appearance while eliminating precious metal content. If you examine the edge of a 1974 quarter closely, you can usually see the brownish copper stripe in the middle, clearly identifying it as a clad coin rather than a silver issue. Philadelphia quarters of 1974 typically carried no mint mark, while Denver Mint examples displayed a D mint mark and San Francisco proof coins used an S mint mark. Because Philadelphia coins had no mint mark, many collectors today search for the 1974 no mint mark quarter. Although these coins are common in circulated condition, they remain interesting because they represent the standard Philadelphia mint production of the era. Millions of 1974 quarters were struck for circulation, meaning most examples found in pocket change today are worth face value unless they possess rare characteristics or exceptional preservation. Collectors pay close attention to coin condition when evaluating the value of a 1974 quarter. Coins heavily used in circulation often show worn details, scratches, rim damage, and faded surfaces. In contrast, uncirculated examples retain original mint luster, sharp details, and clean surfaces. Coin grading services use the Sheldon grading scale, ranging from poor 1 to mint state 70 to determine condition. High-grade coins graded MS65 or above are significantly more desirable because fewer examples survive in pristine condition after decades of circulation. Collectors examine details such as Washington's hair, cheekbone, and the eagle's feathers to judge the quality of the strike and preservation. Professional grading companies like Professional Coin Grading Service and Numismatic Guarantee Company certify rare and valuable examples for collectors and investors. One major reason collectors search for 1974 quarters is the possibility of finding rare mint errors. Mint errors occur when mistakes happen during the coin production process. Some 1974 quarters have been discovered with doubled die errors, where letters or numbers appear doubled due to die misalignment. Other known errors include off-center strikes, clipped planchets, broad strikes, die cracks, and struck-through errors caused by foreign material interfering during minting. Error coins are highly collectible because they are unusual and often scarce. A dramatic mint error on a 1974 quarter can increase its value dramatically, especially if the coin is preserved in high grade. Some error examples have sold for hundreds or even thousands of dollars at auctions depending on rarity and demand. Another fascinating topic among collectors is the search for rare transitional or experimental planchet errors. During periods of changing coin production methods, a few coins were accidentally struck on incorrect metal blanks intended for other denominations. Although such errors are extremely rare, they attract enormous interest in the numismatic world. Coin roll hunters often search through bags and rolls of quarters hoping to uncover hidden treasures that might have gone unnoticed for decades. Stories about valuable quarters discovered in ordinary pocket change continue inspiring collectors worldwide. The 1974 quarter also exists in proof form produced by the San Francisco Mint. Proof coins are specially made for collectors using polished dies and planchets to create mirror-like surfaces and sharp details. Proof quarters from 1974 often display beautiful contrast between frosted designs and reflective backgrounds. These coins were sold in proof sets and were not intended for circulation. Collectors highly value deep cameo proof examples with especially strong contrast and flawless surfaces. During the 1970s, America experienced major historical events, including economic inflation, the energy crisis, and political changes following the Watergate scandal involving Richard Nixon. The 1974 quarter circulated during this important era of American history, passing through the hands of millions of citizens in daily commerce. Because coins are physical objects used by ordinary people, they become silent witnesses to history. Every worn quarter tells a next top 4. The 1977 United States quarter dollar with the D mint mark is a well-known coin from the famous Washington quarter series, one of the most widely circulated and recognized coins in American history. This 25-cent coin was struck at the Denver Mint, which is represented by the small D mint mark located on the obverse side of the coin near the date. The front side of the coin features the portrait of George Washington facing left, along with the word Liberty above his head and the national motto, "In God We Trust," beside the portrait. The date, 1977, appears below Washington's image, while the reverse side displays the classic heraldic eagle design used on Washington quarters for many decades. The eagle stands proudly with wings spread wide, perched on arrows with olive branches beneath, symbolizing both military strength and peace. Around the upper edge appear the words, United States of America, while quarter dollar is written at the bottom. The 1977 D quarter may appear like an ordinary coin, but it carries historical significance and remains an important collectible among coin enthusiasts and treasure hunters. The Washington Quarter series began in 1932 to celebrate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. The coin was designed by sculptor John Flanagan, whose portrait of Washington became one of the most iconic images in American numismatic history. By 1977, the Washington Quarter had already been circulating for 45 years and had become an essential part of daily life in the United States. Americans used quarters constantly in vending machines, public telephones, laundromats, parking meters, transportation systems, restaurants, and stores. During the late 1970s, the American economy experienced inflation and changing economic conditions, yet the quarter remained one of the nation's most important and heavily used coins. The 1977 D quarter was produced at the United States Mint facility in Denver, Colorado. The Denver Mint has a long history of producing coins for circulation throughout the western United States and beyond. The D mint mark identifies coins struck there and helps collectors distinguish them from Philadelphia and San Francisco issues. In 1977, the Philadelphia Mint continued striking quarters without mint marks, while San Francisco focused mainly on collector-proof coins. The Denver Mint produced hundreds of millions of quarters during this period to meet the nation's growing demand for circulating coinage. The composition of the 1977 D quarter reflects the major changes made to American coinage after the Coinage Act of 1965. Earlier quarters minted before 1965 were composed of 90% silver and 10% copper. However, increasing silver prices caused widespread hoarding and coin shortages during the early 1960s. To solve this problem, the government changed the composition of quarters to copper-nickel-clad metal. The 1977 D quarter contains a pure copper core sandwiched between outer layers of copper and nickel. This composition gives the coin its silver-colored appearance while eliminating precious silver content. When viewed from the edge, the copper core appears as a reddish-brown stripe between the outer layers. This is one of the easiest ways to distinguish modern clad quarters from older silver quarters. Collectors are often interested in the condition and rarity of 1977 D quarters. Most examples found in circulation today are worth only face value because millions were produced and used heavily in commerce. However, coins preserved in exceptional condition can become much more valuable. Uncirculated examples retaining original mint luster, sharp details, and minimal contact marks are highly desirable among collectors. Coin grading services use the Sheldon grading scale to evaluate condition, ranging from poor 1 to mint state 70. Coins graded MS65, MS66, or higher can sell for premium prices because pristine examples are increasingly difficult to find decades after minting. Professional grading companies such as Professional Coin Grading Service and Numismatic Guarantee Company authenticate and certify valuable specimens for collectors and investors. One of the most exciting areas of collecting involves searching for mint error coins. Error coins are created when mistakes occur during the minting process, resulting in unusual and collectible varieties. Some 1977 D quarters have been discovered with double die errors, where letters or numbers appear doubled because of imperfections in the die used to strike the coin. Other known errors include off-center strikes, clipped planchets, broad strikes, die cracks, strike-through errors, and coins struck on incorrect planchets intended for other denominations. Such errors are usually rare and can dramatically increase the coin's value. Some dramatic mint error quarters have sold for hundreds or even thousands of dollars at auctions depending on rarity and condition. The late 1970s were a fascinating period in American history. During 1977, Jimmy Carter had recently become President of the United States following the political turmoil of the Watergate era. The country faced economic challenges including inflation, rising energy costs, and unemployment concerns. The 1977 D quarter circulated through the hands of millions of Americans during this important historical period. Every coin became part of daily commerce, traveling through banks, cash registers, stores, restaurants, and families across the nation. Coins like the 1977 D quarter are small historical artifacts that silently witnessed everyday American life during the late 20th century. Another interesting aspect of collecting 1977 D quarters is searching for attractive toning and high-quality strikes. Toning occurs naturally when coins react with oxygen, moisture, or storage materials over long periods of time. Some coins develop beautiful colors such as gold, blue, purple, green, or rainbow patterns. Naturally toned coins can become highly collectible because each pattern is unique. In addition, some Denver mint quarters display especially sharp